Hi everyone, this is Anvita Dikshit and I'm going to be talking to you about my journey of applying abroad for my master's and how I managed to fund my way through to my dream university. Now, first off, I know that so many of you have this aspiration of studying abroad, either for your undergrad or your postgrad. And sometimes I know it might seem like such a distant dream and so hard to achieve, but I promise you, if you plan for it correctly, really set your eyes on the goal, you will definitely be able to achieve what you're aspiring for. Now, there are obviously a couple of different ways to go about this, but the most important thing that we like to focus on is how you're going to fund your education abroad. There are so many different options and ways in which you can do this, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what worked for me. So I attended King's College London for my post-graduation in media and production, which is what I'm pretty much focusing on today. So it was a really helpful degree, something that opened up my eyes, introduced me to people across the globe, helped me meet some of the best faculty members, and really made me who I am today. But how did I do it? So I took 1 year, my final year of undergrad in college, to just plan out how I'm going to make it. I researched applications, I looked up, what is the procedure of actually going abroad, and I also found out how much would be the cost of actually studying there. And I immediately realized it was way out of budget. But I did not let that come in the way of me achieving my dreams, as I'm sure all of you feel the same. So here's what I did. Immediately, I realized that there were two options that were the most feasible for me: education loans and education scholarships. Now, let's talk a little bit about education loans. I know it can be a little scary sometimes looking at the interest rates or trying to see how are you going to repay this, but trust me, if you plan early and if you know what your rate of interest is, you can actually make it happen. And this is where I really wish there was an app like EduFund when I was applying, because honestly, it would have made the whole procedure so much easier. There are several different banks that offer you education loans, and EduFund has partnered with ICICI Bank to help you get some of the best education loans in the market to fund your dreams to study abroad. I personally took the SBI loan, and this really helped me to make sure that I have enough funds to fund my education and my stay in London. The second most important way that you can do this is to look out for scholarships. Scholarships are a great way to let the people know that you have the right skill set and the advantages that it takes to actually reach your dreams. Different educational institutions and even individual corporations offer you education loans based on your talents or your needs. And so you should do a little bit of thorough research trying to see what would be the best fit for you and how you can actually go ahead and achieve this. Personally, I was awarded the J.N. Tata Scholarship for both rounds, and that really helped me to cover all the costs of living in London, which is one of fairly expensive cities to live abroad in. So these are the two ways in which you can maximize your education and really make sure that you have all the necessary equipment and the right funds to take you abroad. Now let's focus on some practical points of how you need to make this happen. At least 1 year prior to your applications, you need to start doing a thorough research. What I personally did is I had an Excel sheet. I listed out all the different colleges that I would like to apply to. Next to that, I wrote all the different amounts, that tuition fee, what would be the living expenses, and I tried to write down what would be the most feasible for me. I also compared the different courses and the different kinds of programs that these colleges have and tried to see which one would fit me best. So once I came up with this large plethora of options, I then decided to narrow it down further based on either the city that the college was in, the kind of tuition it was offering, or the course that I was most interested in. And when I narrowed it down, it came down to about 3 or 5 colleges at the end of it. And then I went about understanding their application procedure and how I can apply. So once you have your top 5, do a thorough research of that college, of its particular application process, of any scholarships or education loans that they might have in particular, and then you can start applying for it. Even when you're applying, you might start hearing back from the colleges, and maybe you'll get a rejection, maybe you'll get an acceptance, but don't lose hope until all the different colleges that you've applied to have written back to you, and make your decision wisely, because the college that you end up choosing really sets the tone for the rest of your life. So think a little bit about who you want to be and how this decision is going to impact who you become in the future. And with that, that's all the tips that I had for you for today. I hope this has been something that's opened your eyes a little bit as to how you can fund your education and also how you can make the most of it. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have coming our way. And I highly encourage you to download the EduFund app and really make the most of what they have to offer. Personally, for me, if I had something like this when I was applying, the whole thing would have been so much easier. But you're lucky because you have something and a platform like this that provides you with all the right information. So do download it, share it with your parents, go ahead and plan your education and exactly how you're going to study abroad. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, and I hope that you achieve all your dreams and get into the college that you want to. Thank you, and I'll catch you soon.